It was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do.
In an instant that no one anticipated, Sophie Cunningham left both fans and her teammate Caitlin Clark completely stunned with a jaw-dropping surprise. A $25 million Nike endorsement deal, featuring Caitlin's name, was revealed mid-meeting. The arena seemed to freeze as cameras captured Caitlin's genuine emotional reaction. Shock, disbelief, and tears of joy. This wasn't merely a contract. It was a defining moment in her career, and a powerful testament to the recognition women's sports finally deserve. But how had Sophie orchestrated this? And what would it mean for Caitlin's future? Wait until you witness her response. It began like any ordinary day. Caitlin Clark assumed she was walking into a routine strategy session, a quiet conference room meeting before practice, expecting updates on sponsorship she had pursued since before the draft, and perhaps some marketing discussions. Yet, as she entered, something felt different, charged, electric almost. Seated at the table was Sophie Cunningham, a seasoned WNBA star admired for her relentless dedication and calm composure. Caitlin had always looked up to her, a player who balanced toughness with genuine warmth. Today, though, Sophie's usual serenity had transformed into radiant excitement. She held a sleek folder close as though guarding a priceless treasure, eyes sparkling and a wide grin impossible to hide. Curious, Caitlin tilted her head. "What's happening?" she asked, her voice light though her heart raced. Sophie didn't answer immediately. She stood, approached Caitlin, and placed the folder in her hands. "Go on," she urged, her voice brimming with emotion. "This is yours." With a slightly trembling hand, Caitlin opened it. The moment her eyes met the contents, the world around her seemed to vanish. Bold letters and the iconic swoosh logo revealed an almost unbelievable reality. A $25 million Nike endorsement deal, one of the largest ever for a female basketball player, and it bore her name. For several stunned seconds, Caitlin couldn't speak or move. Silence enveloped the room as she processed it. Her pulse thundered, her vision blurred with tears, and the reality sank in. Every solitary gym session, every doubter, every moment of wondering if her dreams were too ambitious, all led here. Most remarkable, the surprise hadn't come from a corporate executive, but from Sophie, her friend and mentor, who had quietly championed her with Nike behind the scenes, ensuring Caitlin's talent was recognized. Overwhelmed, Caitlin met Sophie's radiant gaze, emotions pouring freely. In that unforgettable moment, Caitlin realized she wasn't merely witnessing the start of a historic Nike partnership. She was experiencing an extraordinary act of belief and loyalty from someone determined to see her thrive. Fans and colleagues alike marveled at Sophie's generosity and thoughtfulness. Was this a genuine gesture of care or a strategic investment? Let's explore Sophie Cunningham's journey. From underdog to WNBA stalwart, Sophie embodied perseverance. Known for her tenacity and no-nonsense approach, she didn't ascend through viral fame or flashy headlines. Drafted by the Phoenix Mercury, Sophie earned her reputation through grit, making clutch shots, defending relentlessly, and exuding an authentic, grounded presence that fans adored. While her peers secured major brand deals, Sophie's endorsements were modest, supporting local businesses and women-focused sports brands. Though respected, she wasn't the athlete commanding multi-million-dollar contracts. Yet Sophie remained strategic. She understood that an endorsement was about more than money. It represented visibility, progress, and elevating women's sports. Witnessing Caitlin Clark captivate crowds, dominate arenas, and inspire nationwide attention, Sophie recognized a rare phenomenon. Caitlin wasn't just a star. She was a movement, her energy and charisma attracting fans like never before. When Nike approached Sophie to expand investments in women's basketball, she saw an opportunity, but not for herself. In a bold, selfless choice, Sophie advocated for Caitlin, presenting stats, highlight reels, and narratives showcasing her influence on and off the court. She convinced Nike of Caitlin's potential as both an athlete and an icon. It was a gamble. Most would prioritize their own careers, but Sophie envisioned a broader impact. Nike listened and committed. A groundbreaking $25 million deal was finalized, making Caitlin Clark the face of Nike women's basketball. Though Sophie's name wasn't on the contract, her influence shaped the moment, proving that legacy isn't defined by what you gain, but by what you help others achieve. Why Caitlin? Because she had redefined basketball from her college days. Each deep three-pointer and fearless performance elevating the sport to national spectacle. Her transition to the WNBA brought unprecedented attention, filling stadiums and captivating viewers, transforming casual fans into devoted followers. Caitlin's impact transcended points on the board. She sparked a cultural shift, making everything around her larger, brighter, and more electrifying. And in that surge of excitement, Sophie's foresight ensured that the world recognized it. Everywhere Caitlin Clark played, ticket sales skyrocketed. Media outlets couldn't get enough, and the buzz surrounding her was relentless. Yet, despite the attention and rising fame, a groundbreaking endorsement deal had eluded her. Brands were circling, discussions were ongoing, but nothing concrete had emerged, until an unexpected force stepped in. That force was Sophie Cunningham. The respected WNBA veteran didn't just admire Caitlin's talent. She recognized her potential to transform the sport. Quietly and persistently, Sophie advocated for Caitlin behind the scenes, fully aware that Caitlin wasn't just another rising star. She was a once-in-a-generation athlete capable of elevating women's basketball to a whole new level. Then came the game-changing moment. Nike offered a massive $25 million deal, sending shockwaves across the sports world. This wasn't merely a sponsorship, it was a bold statement. Women's basketball is not only worth watching, it's worth investing in. The agreement reportedly included a signature shoe line designed exclusively for Caitlin, national ad campaigns centered on her journey, and community programs to grow girls' basketball at the grassroots level. This moment wasn't solely about Caitlin. It represented every woman who had ever dreamed of playing under the bright lights. For years, WNBA athletes toiled with minimal financial recognition, while NBA stars secured deals worth hundreds of millions. That disparity sent a clear, frustrating message, but Caitlin's deal helped rewrite it. It proved that women athletes could drive ticket sales, boost ratings, and deserve a central place in major marketing campaigns. Even more importantly, it showed that change doesn't always come from leagues or corporations, it can come from players themselves. Veterans like Sophie can create opportunities, build legacies, and reshape the rules. This wasn't just about money or fame. It was a defining chapter in women's sports, and Caitlin Clark was leading the charge. Given their shared values and ambitions, it was natural that Sophie and Caitlin forged a strong friendship, a bond that fuels meaningful change. What made this moment unforgettable wasn't just the $25 million sum, life-changing as it was the genuine generosity behind it. Sophie Cunningham didn't have to act. She could have focused entirely on her own negotiations, her own contracts, and securing better pay for herself. After years proving herself in a league where women constantly fight for recognition and financial stability, no one would have blamed her. But Sophie thought bigger. While many might focus solely on personal success, she used her platform, reputation, and connections to lift someone else higher. She recognized that Caitlin wasn't merely a talented player. She was a spark capable of igniting women's basketball in unprecedented ways. By helping Caitlin land this historic endorsement, Sophie planted seeds for a brighter future across the WNBA. She understood a powerful truth. When one woman breaks barriers, she opens doors for countless others. Fans tune in, sponsors pay attention, and young girls everywhere begin imagining themselves on the court, hearing crowds chant their names. Sophie's decision wasn't simply about a contract or a headline. It was a message that women athletes deserve equal recognition, respect, and opportunity. Her actions created a ripple effect, demonstrating that when women support each other, transformative change is possible. Sophie saw more than Caitlin's talent. She saw the impact it could have on future generations of players stepping onto the court with the same dreams. When the surprise announcement was made, Caitlin was overcome with emotion. Her expression captured everything: shock, gratitude, and humility all at once. As cameras flashed and cheers erupted, she turned to Sophie, embraced her tightly, and whispered through tears, "I don't even have words." In that quiet moment, the weight of their sacrifices was palpable. The endless hours of training, the public scrutiny, the self-doubt, and the understanding that this achievement was about much more than a contract. This act of kindness highlighted what makes women's sports so inspiring. It isn't just about who scores the most points or collects trophies. It's about resilience, community, and a shared purpose beyond individual ambition. Unlike other competitive arenas where rivals become enemies, women's sports often foster a familial bond. Athletes fight not only for themselves but also for each other and the generations that follow. Sophie's support for Caitlin sent a powerful message. Real success isn't measured solely by personal accolades, but by lifting others along the way. This spirit fuels the growth of women's sports year after year, showing that progress is meant to be shared. Their friendship was further proven when Sophie Cunningham stood unwaveringly beside Caitlin on the court. After a tense game against the Connecticut Sun, Sophie didn't hold back in her criticism of the WNBA. She openly addressed the league's repeated failure to protect Caitlin, the league's rising star, from excessive contact. The game escalated after Cunningham delivered a hard foul in response to Sunnywarj's Sheldon poking Caitlin in the eye. Tempers flared, players from both teams rushed in, and a scuffle erupted, halting the game. Cunningham, Sheldon, and Sunnyard Lindsay Allen were ejected with less than a minute remaining, but Indiana secured the win. Afterward, Sophie explained her actions. This wasn't about a single play. It was about years of unprotected fouls and dangerous plays against Caitlin. At the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates, she said firmly. Since Clark's 2024 debut, she had faced rough, often borderline dangerous defense while referees missed calls. Fans had grown outraged as clips of Caitlin being battered circulated online, making it clear why Sophie felt compelled to act. Moments like these fueled Sophie Cunningham's determination to defend her teammate at all costs. While some criticized her physical approach, many admired her loyalty and dedication, seeing her as a protective force ensuring the league's brightest star wasn't pushed around. Her actions also sent a clear signal to opponents and officials. If the referees won't intervene, she will. As long as Caitlin continued drawing attention and heavy contact, Cunningham remained ready to defend her. Sophie's surprise for Caitlin sent powerful messages across the sports world, to friends, colleagues, and fellow athletes alike. What does this act of generosity signify? It marks the dawn of a new era in women's basketball. For years, female athletes fought for recognition, respect, and resources. Now brands are beginning to see that supporting women's sports isn't just positive PR, it's a smart business decision. When companies witness the excitement, loyalty, and engagement generated by investing in women's basketball, ticket sales, merchandise, online engagement, they are inspired to follow suit. One bold move creates a domino effect. As more brands enter the space, more players will access life-changing contracts, enabling financial stability for themselves and their families. Even more significantly, millions of young girls watching will see that their dreams are attainable. Already, sports marketing insiders whisper that other companies are preparing to make offers to WNBA stars, hoping to replicate Nike's groundbreaking success. In competitive markets, early adoption of such initiatives brings loyalty, cultural influence, and visibility. Meanwhile, young players are learning that by developing their personal brands, connecting authentically with fans, and showcasing their identity off the court, they can unlock opportunities that once seemed impossible: major endorsements, media exposure, and signature products. This moment represents more than a business headline. It offers a glimpse of a future where female athletes no longer accept the bare minimum. It envisions a world where the guidance of experienced veterans combines with the energy of rising stars to elevate the entire sport. In this future, athletes won't have to choose between passion and financial security. They will receive the recognition and resources they rightfully deserve.